Now, unlockable characters are one of the most exciting rewards that you can get in video games. A new face in your roster of playable characters or companions can add a lot of much-needed variety to your experience with a particular title, but not every unlockable character is equal to another. And these ones here, well, they were bloody difficult to unlock. So let's have a chat about them. As I'm Jules, this is WhatCulture.com, and these are 10 of the hardest unlockable video game characters you probably didn't know existed. Number 10. Wolverine, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. If Hugh Jackman's repeated returns to the silver screen have taught us anything, you can never have too much of the clawed X-Man. Surprisingly enough, you can actually find one such cameo in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 of all things. And the reason why you might not have heard about this before is because this secret unlockable hero is tied to one of the hardest challenges in the game. In order to get Wolverine to hop onto a board and shred some wicked nah, dude, all you need to do is complete all of your career goals and win all golds in 3 competitions in the game with 2 different characters. What this means is that you not only need to complete the game twice, but you basically have to do a 100% completion run of it twice as well. This can be tricky for even pro skater veterans, which is why a lot of players have not even realized that Wolverine was in the game. Once you unlock him, however, the fun was definitely worth the effort, as he comes with custom animations, movesets, and flavor text. Not to mention, it's just great to see Marvel's grumpiest mutant ditch his motorcycle for 4 plastic wheels and a board. Number 9. Junkyard Dog, Fallout 4. When you hear the words Junkyard Dog, you don't really think of exclusiveness, and yet a canine under this exact name is possibly one of the hardest characters to recruit and employ in your settlements in Fallout 4. That's right, a generic and nameless dog is Fallout 4's most challenging companion to obtain, and not necessarily because she requires you to overcome some difficult task or show off your skill, but because she is tied to a rare random event that is purely dependent on your luck, or lack thereof. Junkyard Dog can only be purchased and unlocked by speaking to a dog trader named Gene, a unique NPC that appears only randomly in select locations across the Commonwealth. Buying the dog from him requires a charisma check, but the hardest part of the transaction is being lucky enough to come across Gene in the first bloody place. Because of this, most people aren't even aware of the Junkyard Dog's existence, missing out on a fun companion alternative to dog meat and a sizable bonus to the defense of any settlement that you send the purchased dog to. A dog is man's best friend, but apparently only if you can find it first. Number 8. Skelly, Chrono Cross. Skelly is the funny-looking secret companion from the hit RPG Chrono Cross that is arguably one of the hardest companions to unlock ever, as he requires you to go on a scavenger hunt across the world and then figure out what to do with the collected items. Given that he's an undead clown, Skelly's recruitment has you assemble him bone by finding 6 hidden pieces of his skeleton in 6 different locations of the game. Since the locations are scattered throughout Chrono Cross's world and each bone is acquired differently, the process of collecting Skelly is incredibly hard. However, despite this, that's only half the battle, as afterwards you have to figure out a way to assemble him by speaking to his grandmother, bringing her his Skelly parts, and then asking her to bring him back to life. Your reward for this long and demanding quest is an awesome-looking clown skeleton hybrid for a friend. And while his stats may not be overly impressive, let's be real, who wouldn't want an undead circus performer on their team? Number 7. Storm Talon, Ghostmaster. Ghostmaster is a 2003 strategy game where you try to spook the small town of Graveville using a wide variety of ghouls and specters. And one of the main parts of Ghostmaster's gameplay is unlocking new ghosts for your team. Typically, the ghosts are trapped on different maps and require you to do something specific in order to free them. The process of giving them what they want is relatively easy, as the ghosts will tell you what they need and give you some hints as to how you can achieve it. But that being said, there is one ghost that doesn't follow this formula, and that's Storm Talon. Storm Talon is a secret thunder spirit who, unlike the other unlockable characters, doesn't appear on the map that he's trapped in unless you complete a very specific set of actions. To reveal and then recruit Storm Talon, the player has to summon a huge storm near an old tree on the spooky hollow level using a combination of water and wind powers and an ability called Distant Thunder. Since the combination is incredibly specific and there's no hint telling you to do it, most people don't even know that Storm Talon exists, let alone how to unlock him. Whoever found him first, well, they must have had supernatural powers themselves. Number 6. Dever, Baldur's Gate 3. Now, Baldur's Gate 3 comes with a wide range of summonable creatures that you can unlock throughout the game to add more allies to your party. There's Scratch, everyone's favourite fluffy boy, a cheeky quasit named Shovel, a bunch of zombies, and unbeknownst to most players, a literal demigod that can dominate any battlefield that he's in. Yeah. Out of all the summonable creatures in this game, the Divine Dever is possibly the hardest one to unlock due to it being tied to a single summon scroll that's stashed behind an elaborate and well-concealed puzzle in Act 3. To get this summon scroll, scroll, you need to find a book behind an illusory wall inside the vault of the Sorcerer's Sundries and then read it to reveal the scroll. Because the book with the scroll is hidden behind an illusion and the illusion itself is also hidden behind an invisible bridge, most players don't even know this exists. However, it is an amazing find, as unlocking the Deva gives you one of the most powerful summonable allies in the entire game. And if you have a wizard in your party, you can learn the spell from the scroll to resummon him as many times as you want. Number 5. The Crystals. FTL, faster than light. The Crystals are a unique species of rockmen from the sci-fi roguelike FTL Faster Than Light that were added into the game as a way to thank the donor that contributed $2,000 to the game's Kickstarter. Despite being a form of reward, this species is incredibly hard to find and unlock, as it requires you to be lucky enough to get a rare event on your run and complete a series of events in a very specific order. You first have to investigate a distress call inside an asteroid field, provided you were even lucky enough to get it, which will allow you to discover the hidden Crystal World sector. Once you travel there, you need to obtain a broken pod that you can then finally bring to Zoltan researchers to fix it in order to summon a unique crystal alien named Ruin. The amount of randomness required to get the right events, coupled with the fact that you can mess them up and pick the wrong options, makes the crystals one of the hardest creatures to get on board your ship. But it is worth it, however, as they come with a lockdown ability that lets you trap hostiles aboard your vessel, making them excellent for crowd control. Number 4. Bigfoot The Sims 2. The Sims 2 is a game that is filled to the brim with weird little secrets and unlockable mysteries, some of which are special playable characters that you can only discover and adopt into your family by finding them in-game. And one of the most elusive of these is quite fittingly Bigfoot, who makes a cameo in the Sims 2 expansion pack Bon Voyage. Bigfoot is a hidden NPC that's a bit tricky to find, as to reach his secret hut, the player needs to get their hands on a special treasure map that can only be obtained via random events. You either have to find it digging for treasure or by rummaging inside a shipwreck, both of which are purely based on luck. Afterwards, you can discover Bigfoot's hut and befriend him to get a memory for your journal, or if you're skilled enough to make him your bestie before your vacation ends, convince him to move in with you. Getting Bigfoot to join your family will unlock him as a playable character and allow you to get infinite hugs from the gentle giant, which greatly boosts your Sims mood. Hopefully, he won't come out all blurry in the family pictures. Number 3. Mocap. Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. Mocap, an actual motion capture actor, is a secret joke character from Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance that the player can unlock by completing the game's most difficult challenge. Despite being added into the game as a joke, to get Mocap on your roster of fighters, you need to complete Conquest Mode, a special single-player mode with a unique mission for each playable fighter, and you need to do all of this with every character in the game. If this sounds to you like the challenge demands from you to complete the entire game a dozen times over, think again, my friend, because there's actually 20 characters in total for you to play with. Yes, you'll have to devote days to get Mocap to appear in your game, and better yet, even if you do complete the challenge, you might not even realize that he's become available, as in order to select him in the menu, you have to pick Cyrax for some reason, and then press X and the down button at the same time. They really couldn't have made this any more complicated, could they? Number 2. Nordom. Planetscape Torment. The iconic RPG features a variety of weird and fantastical allies that you can recruit to your party. However, no tiefling, flying skull, or undead can come even remotely close to the weirdness that is Nordom. And that includes the ridiculous and frustratingly complicated process of recruiting it. You see, Nordom is a member of the mechanical race of Modrons. Yes, his name is the race's name spelled backwards, and you can possibly recruit them during your visit to the Automaton's Maze. This odd computer screen for a face fellow is notorious among Planescape's community for being so tricky to recruit that most newbie players don't even realize that it's a possibility. To get Nordom on your team, you need to complete a sequence of random, unlinked actions throughout the game that secretly unlock the ability to purchase a cube that can summon it. From then on, you need to finish even more trials, choosing very specific dialogue options along the way, and if you mess up even once, Nordom may be gone from your party forever. Its recruitment is a bizarre mystery that's fittingly convoluted given how much of a disconnected mess its mechanical body is. And number 1, The Forgotten, The Binding of Isaac. The Binding of Isaac is all about secret unlockable characters. The game features over 30 playable protagonists to choose from, and pretty much all of them are unlocked by completing some elaborate challenge or discovering a mystery within the game's dungeons. However, there is only one character in Isaac's roster that can enjoy being the most complicated and borderline impossible to unlock, and that's the Forgotten, a pile of bones seemingly belonging to Isaac himself. The process of unlocking the Forgotten is far too long and complicated to lay it all down here, but to give you the gist of how bad it is, let's just say to start the process, you need to finish the game several times and defeat the boss of ending 15. From then on, it's more boss fighting, completing secret challenges, and going on scavenger hunts for pieces of a broken shovel with no idea what it all leads you to in the end. Suffice to say, getting the Forgotten is probably the greatest challenge you'll face in the game, and having him on your character roster is a visible sign that you've pretty much seen and done everything there is to do in The Binding of Isaac. Congratulations. And there we go, my friends. Those were the 10 hardest unlockable video game characters you didn't even know existed. I hope that you enjoyed that, and let me know what you thought about it down in the comment section below. As always, I've been Jules. You can go follow me over on my other channel, FGS, or the Future Games Show. It'd be great to see you over there. And it'd be great if you're taking care of yourself as well. Treat yourself with that love, mate. You deserve the best. As always, I've been Jules. You have been awesome. Never forget that. I'll speak to you soon. Bye.